I'm checking to see if all my devices are working. Got a new lighting system. I have like a bunch of art projects here. Hang on 2 seconds. Live on Facebook, live on Instagram, and it looks like I am recording on YouTube. So hey everybody, how is everyone on this blessed Sunday? The sun is shining here in St. Louis, Missouri, but it was cold this morning. I don't think it's going to get past 65. It's a perfect day to get out your art supplies, get out your crafts, make something for the yard, for the garden. You know, yesterday I came on briefly, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I talked about, you know, that time of year when you're trying to get your yard all going and the plans that you have to, you know, make your yard look pretty. A year or so ago, I know on YouTube, I did a bird bath project with used glassware that I know you have in your cabinets that you inherited from your grandparents, things that they have at the thrift store that you see it and you're like, what would somebody do with this? Nobody sets tables anymore, which I'm trying to change all that. I do think we need to have fancy dishware. But my biggest video, my largest views on YouTube were my bird bath video. I think I had over 600, 700 views, and I appreciate that. I appreciate anybody who watches anything that I make, create, anybody who leaves a comment, shares, likes what I do. It's important as an artist, as a writer, as a business coach. You know, I like to tell all people, but especially my creative-minded women who are bored and they're looking for something to do, or they want to start a side hustle, or they want to start a business, you know, work with what you have, work with what you know how to do, love what you do, and learn to commercialize it, learn how to make money with it. I talked about putting together a bird bath the other day when I was showing my backyard. It is a mess. It is so muddy. The rain we've had here is absolutely crazy. So, but I'm into my birds. I'm into my garden. I'm into trying to make my yard as nice as I like to think the inside of my house is. But there are art projects everywhere throughout the house. I'm trying to decide where I'm moving and what I'm going to do with all this stuff before I can put it up on the market, because there's a lot of art stuff I have here in this house. So with all that said, I'm going to show you what I've been working on and what you can do. You know, I'm a wine drinker. No crime in it. I like to save my bottles because I like to do different art projects with it, and because I have made some boho wind chimes. Let me bring this over here. Got a bottle cutter, some fishing lines, some twine, and this is one of the classes that I make. So with saving my bottles, I think, well, what else can I do with them? What else can I make that, you know, I can sell, or I can enjoy in my own yard? Put that back up there. So what I'm doing is I am making another bird feeder with a bottle. I've just used twine and I've glued it, and I've started to put my beads on it. And my excess beads I've put in the bottom. Birds are attracted to the color red, orange, something bright. So what I did was I glued the twine on the bottle. And I know you're asking, well, how is that a bird feeder? How is that going to work? Okay, remember when I said about going to the thrift store or looking in your cabinet, and I have all my red beads right there. Move that out of the way a minute. This is just a little relish dish, little candy dish, and it's all I'm going to do is I have some E6000 Gorilla Glue. I love this stuff. It works on everything. And I'm going to glue that onto there. Can you see that? I'm going to add a few more beads. I have some bells because I'm going to hang it in my tree. And to do the hanging part of it, I'm going to use a macrame knot so it will hang. And then you just put your bird food in the bottom. Or even if you didn't want to put bird food, maybe where you're hanging it you have flowers underneath and you don't want all the seeds to fall down, you can use it as, you know, a watering bowl for your birds, for your squirrels, because I have squirrels. But anyway, I thought that was just a really cute idea, and I'm going to show you a little bit how I got started with that. So you take your glass bottle, and you have your string, your twine. You can even use yarn. You can use any leftover material, scraps. It doesn't matter. You're not doing the whole bottle, though. And you're going to take just a little brush, any kind of cheap brush, some good old Elmer's glue, school kind. You can pick it up at the dollar store. And depending on how much of the twine you want around your bottle, I always start at the top, and you're just going to paint the glue on, like so. Get some on that first strand of string. Set that aside. You're going to hold the part that you tied because you want to leave it taut so you can wrap, and then you're just going to start to wrap around. You know, it is messy, so, you know, wear old clothes. I was out running around this morning getting some animal supplies, and I thought, well, I need to go live. I need to do this, so I wasn't about to change. But when you're painting or gluing, you always want to make sure that you have something covered down on your workspace. I'm working on my kitchen table at my kitchen table right now, so I've got some newspaper. And I'm trying very diligently not to get glue on my clothes. Okay, so you're just going to wrap it like that to start it with, and then you're just going to take that glue and you are going to go right back over like that. And if you've missed any spots that you want to go back over and add some more string or twine or whatever you're using, I'm all about recycling. I gave a tip this morning on my personal Facebook page. You know, when you go to the store and you're looking for liner to put down for your garden so the weeds don't come up, those plastic bags that you have that you've gotten from the grocery store that you don't know what to do with and you don't want to throw them in the trash because we realize now that plastic is doing more damage to our environment. Cut them at the seams, tape with duct tape, some of them together, put them down on the top part of your surface of where you're going to be planting. Cut holes in it, put your plants in between, and then you can put your mulch on top of your plastic bags, and it saves you money from having to buy garden liner at any of the high dollar garden centers or at your local hardware store. Those plastic bags, you know, repurpose them, use them for other things other than landfill and carrying groceries and trash bags. Okay, so I'm going to continue like that. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut a long string like that, and I'm going to wrap this around, and I'm going to just tie a little simple knot, as if you were just, you know, the beginning of tying your shoe, like that. So now you have two strings that you'll be able to put your beads on, and then again you're just going to take some more of that Elmer's glue where you missed a spot. You can do the whole bottle, you can do sections of the bottle. This was another thought that I had too, and I will show you real quick. Those battery powered lights, you know, the ones that you have maybe left over from Christmas, or I have some of them in my china hutch around my fancy dishes and stuff. Battery packed, runs on AA batteries. Okay, so say you don't want to use this as a bird feeder, but you want to add some light to your yard. Hang it from a tree, hang it from a fence. You can take these and you can just put the lights in the center And I didn't introduce myself because I know everybody on my page knows I'm Kitrynmarie, and I'm an artist, and I'm a writer, and all kinds of other fun, good things. I have a painting class that I am getting lined up for May 30th at Lanai Coffee House over in Francis Park. It is actual lessons. You provide all your own supplies. I look at it like this. If you are serious about wanting to learn a craft, you are going to go and you are going to buy the supplies that you need. If you're having a art party and you are inviting me to your house to teach your friends, it's a different kind of entity. But the lessons that are going to be over at Lanai, it's a minimum of 4 guests. The cost is $45. The maximum is 12 people. Lanai Coffee House has fabulous, fabulous coffee and tea beverages, cold ice slush beverages, pastries and food. So when you sign up over at Dabble St. Louis, just look for my name, Kitrynmarie. If you're interested, it is $45. And again, you supply your own. It is acrylic painting, so you will bring your own brushes, you will bring your own canvas, your own paints. I highly recommend go over to Blick Art at the Loop in Delmar and get all your painting supplies, possibly from there. Hobby Lobby for your canvas. The paints are just much better at Blick Art. You get more for your money. You can get it in a quart size, you can get it in a pint size, you can get it in a gallon size. So if you're interested in real painting lessons, you can send me an email at kitrynmarie@gmail.com or leave a message here and I'll respond to you. But it's May 30th. It's on a Thursday evening from 7 to 10 o'clock at Lanai Coffee House. Okay, so back to my bottle project here. Okay, so I have fed the lights in, and I'm going to just turn that on. Okay, so also, when you go to make your string to hang wherever you're going to hang it, you're just going to attach this in with how you were going to hang it. But that's cute, isn't it? Now, of course, I'll finish it off with some more twine. Here's another. I'm going to turn that off a minute. Here's another suggestion, and this is actually too big. This is for another project. This is for my granddaughter, Carmen. It's her initial C with some fairies. If you wanted to make a fairy light, go get an initial that you want. Your initial, your whomever, go get some garden fairies. And these are cheap. They're like barely $1 at the Hobby Lobby or over at Michael's or Joann's. But you can organically wrap your bottle, put your lights in the center. Now again, I said this is too big for this, but you'll get the general idea. This is for another project I'm doing for her. But anyway, and then you're going to glue that. See, it's way too big. You're going to glue the letter with the fairy onto, and then you can hang it. You can put it on a shelf. You can put it in a window. Just cute little ideas, you know, so you're not throwing things constantly away and you're adding more to landfill that we can't get rid of. I worry about things like that, especially since I fish and I like wildlife and I've got pets. You know, I don't want anything to come into contact with those plastic bags that are out there or the tops of the cans that, you know, the 6 little rings and that plastic that we just seem to toss. Find something to do, your old string that you have. You know, and I talked a little bit too about leftover yarn. I'm going to show you this. Hang on. Okay, so say you have skeins of yarn and you're not real sure what to do with after you've made your crocheting project or your Afghan project. Now, this is a little stronger than actual yarn. I'm going to get as close as I can here. And this is variegated, has a couple different colors. It's got a blue and a gold and a real pretty like pinkish purple, and then it goes into a deeper purple. Okay, so way back in the 60s and 70s, people macrame'd. You know, we're getting back to that earthy part of life, getting back to nature, getting back to natural. You know, growing our own herbs, growing what it can live off of. So, say you want to have herbs in your front window. There is nothing more appealing scent-wise than to have natural, fresh herbs growing in your own home. So when you go to cook, you can just go pick right off your plant. Okay, so with all that said, let me see if I can grab this. Okay, so make a macrame planter, and I do teach this class too. So if you're interested in learning how to macrame, just send me a message. Usually I do those in private groups, or if I'm invited to your home for a group of 5 or 6. But anyway, that's just too cute. And then you can just hang your plant hang it in your windows. You can put it outside. You have to understand, though, that the sun will get to it and it will change the color of it. You know, those are things that you can reuse, things that, you know, add a little color to your life and to your garden and to your house and have a practical purpose to it. Set that down there. And then I'm going to show you a couple other things that I have made. I got my hands all full of glue. You know, if you're looking for wooden beads, go to the Dollar Tree. You get a variety of different beads. I'm actually looking for ceramic or glass beads for macrame. They're hard to come by, so if anybody knows of any, send me an email, leave a comment. Okay, so, you know, I was talking about for the garden. These are 3 separate pieces that I got at the Goodwill. And I painted the inside of this. This is just, if you turn it over like that, it was just a candle votive. I used Elmer's glue, and I used my paint, painted the inside. You paint the bottom underneath part of the dish, not the top, because the top is going to get wet or going to have food in it, and then just a bud vase. And I've glued them all together. I did the blue because I did these last year because the lights in my front yard were a blue. You go get yourself a dowel rod, put the dowel rod in the ground, and then you take your bird feeder like that, and you put it in the ground. And that holds it there through the storm, through the wind, and you put your food up there. I did this one. I did this one. Same principle. You've got a nice little water dish or a nice little food dish. The dowel rods work real nice and they're inexpensive. You just put them right in your ground, set it there. Okay, and then you want to do a project with your kids or your grandkids, let them paint a dish. Again, I got this at the Goodwill. I have a bud vase. I have an old glass, like a short shot glass, and a dish that was painted up. It's a sunflower with some Easter eggs in it. My birds don't care. And put it all together. Again, you can, this though, I didn't, it's still the bottom part of the vase, so you can just set that right down. But if you had where it was like this one, and you did it this way, you could do it, you know, with the dowel rod. But it just, you set it right down, put it in a sturdy place. You can even plant it a little bit in the ground, and that way your birds have food and water, and you can enjoy nature as it comes to your porch. In the last couple, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, I've had like a flock of cardinals come and hang out on my front porch. They were just the prettiest, brightest red this year, and I absolutely love it. So there's just a few ideas that you can use with some recycled glassware. I'm real anxious to get this finished so I can get it hung up. Like I said, I'm going to add some more beads to it, get it hung up in the tree, and wait for my birds to come. So if you are interested in learning more about recycling glassware, recycling materials so you can create some beautiful things for your home or for your garden, send me an email at kitrynmarie@gmail.com. Always like, share, subscribe to my YouTube followers. Thank you. I see my numbers have grown up. Instagram, thank you for the new people that are sharing my things, and my Facebook people, my friends, the ones that personally know me, thank you for always leaving a comment, reaching out, being interested in what I'm doing and how I'm doing things. I'm getting ready to get Tyler graduated here in the next couple weeks, throwing a very, very big party. Was with my daughter and son-in-law and grandkids yesterday, and we're talking about the activities that we want to do. I think we're going to do a family softball game against Tyler and his friends. I think that will be fun. I'm going to do some barbecuing. It'll be a good time. You know, you need to get back and spend this time with your kids and your family because life is short. You don't know how the day is going to end up. You know, everybody has plans each and every day. Everybody wants to get along. Everybody wants to belong. And sometimes you get those people that try to fit in that just don't fit in. And you need to know who your tribe is. You need to know who your people are. You need to know who has your back, who is supporting you. And these are things we talk about in my coaching groups. If you are interested in learning how you can take your gifts and your talents and become something bigger and better than what you used to be, go over to Kitryn-Marie.weebly.com and look at my coaching session. I do have one in May. Again, if you go over to Dabble St. Louis, look up Kitrynmarie. You can book through there. I think it is May 17th. And we talk about writing a blog, how you can brand your product, your service, tell your story, the why to who you are and what got you started. We talk about all the different social media platforms. We talk about marketing strategies, talking about camera ready, being able to talk to an audience and not being fearful. I am fortunate. I like talking live. I like speaking. I like mentoring. I like being able to share my gifts or my talents and my recipes with my customers. It's important that in this time in life that we take advantage of all the opportunities that come our way. It's not always about the dollar amount, but it's about the abundance that flows continuously through our life, giving us and offering us these wonderful opportunities where we can get to know each and every one on a different level, building confidence, taking that gift and taking that talent and having a purpose, living a higher life for a higher calling, offering a service, offering a product. Again, if you would like to learn more, go over to any of my websites, KM Graphic Apparel and Art.weebly.com, Kitryn-Marie.weebly.com. You can find me on all the social networks. Wrote on my blog yesterday too, so if you're interested, go over to imperfectionsmadebeautiful.blogspot.com. So I am Kitrynmarie, an artist, a writer, a speaker, a life and a business coach here in St. Louis. Like I said, the sun is shining. Be happy, be blessed, be thankful for all the things that happen in your life. And I hope to see you all real soon. Take care. Bye.